fact is, in order to print from your cell phone, you need the cloud or you need a Wi-Fi connection to the printer. So all that requires the internet. The kitchen request board requires the internet for everyone to communicate through. Okay? But I asked the question, what kind of problems do you foresee with this? And what has been the big concern is what in the world's going to happen when all family members and all residents and all staff can communicate directly to the kitchen? What kind of chaos would that create? But we've addressed all that with email and text messaging. Okay? Now each one of these responses on the request board sent to your text message to your cell phone. Okay? So in other words, the cook knows that everybody's watching. The cook knows that we have up to 10 or 12 emails and 12 text messaging places you can send each one of these notifications. So the notification comes in for bananas, you'll know it because you get a text message. And if you choose, if the administrator wants to know it, he or she will get a text message, DON will get a text message, everybody in the building will know that Mrs. Jones has made a request for banana pudding. So you think they're going to get right on that? Well, I would think so. So they get the banana pudding, and then they send their response. But you really want to get to this, the OK screen, which is the blue box, meaning that everything has been done and delivered as requested. And you get all those notifications as they're coming through. So everybody knows that everybody knows that this request is being made. They're not going to ignore it. They're going to get it done. Now, can they get it done? Well, of course they can get it done now because they've not spent time answering the phone, making phone calls. All that time is saved, so they have more than enough time to actually perform the request. So everybody wins here. We save time because there's a direct line of communication. We're not spending our time answering the phone or making phone calls to make this request happen. It is all streamlined and directly to that screen in the kitchen. Okay? The resident benefits because it's just a simple request. They just go and click the checkbox and hit submit. They don't have to request from somebody and experience the body language that they may experience. You know, the huffing and the puffing and the, okay, just a minute, hold on. They don't experience any of that. They don't feel like they're being a bother. Then it shows up because as everyone has saved all this time, they just get the request made, and everybody feels like it hasn't been a bother, so therefore they're much more likely to request it again. They're much more likely to feel like they're being taken care of. Satisfaction should skyrocket, okay? Resident satisfaction and also family satisfaction. They feel like they are empowered to take care of their loved one in the nursing home, and they use this kitchen request board. Yes?
They have to have some kind of computer part in different room and facility, or does this just do their own request?
No, I would, that's why it's cell phone based. Okay, anybody can use their cell phone. The resident per se is probably not going to be making the request. It's going to be family members making the request after phone calls or whatever. They start thinking about their mama in the nursing home, they give her a call. Is there anything I can get for you? You've empowered them to get anything for her that they want. You're in control of what's on that list of check boxes. And of course they can write in stuff, and you know, there's going to be people have a little fun with it. We've all had a little fun with people requesting lobster or ribeye steak and all that stuff. We all have good laughs. and get back to reality and move on. Okay, so that kind of stuff may happen. But they'll soon figure out that they ask stuff within reason, they'll get it. If they get outlandish about it, then we'll all just deal with those situations when they come. Okay? But that's what this is all about. It's a kitchen request board, and what do you have here? They can get whatever they want, whenever they want it, and wherever they want through this kitchen request board. It's all just push button on the screen. Okay? They can type stuff in if they have a mind to, but there's a whole lot you can offer, but it's just check boxes and press the submit button. Okay? Now those buttons along the top, refrigerator, freezer, food temp, dish machine, pot and pan, meal percent record, we'll just ignore those. No, really, those are ways that you can use the same kitchen request board to record your temperatures and your food temperatures on the scene table and even meal percentages. Okay? So, at one time I had the temperature sensors in the different refrigerators around the kitchen and wired directly to the computer, and we were automatically recording temperatures. But that causes a problem because the sensors go down occasionally and you don't know when. So really you need to set up a system for monitoring the monitoring system. But this way is the dietary, the cook comes in, takes it, looks at the temperature and punches it in on the kitchen request board, and once you're put in all of your temperatures, guess what? A text message goes to you showing what those temperatures were. So as you're driving in for the day and you don't get a text message for your temperatures, you know they didn't take your temperatures at that time. Okay. So the kitchen request board is 12 email notifications, 12 text message notification accounts that you can set up, and it really handles all the communication to and from the kitchen. The kitchen staff knows that, nursing staff knows that, management staff knows, and time is saved. But most importantly, the residents and the families are empowered. Now, what else can you use the kitchen request board for?
I think you could use it also like a marketing tool.
It's definitely a marketing tool. The family members love it. You have the kitchen request board? Oh, great. Okay. They're much more likely. Now, who said that? Raise your hand. Over here? Okay. So it's a tremendous marketing tool. You can also use this because it is username and password access. Everyone has a username and password. So, let's go back here. See down in the active, so we signed on this with the username active and the password system 333. But the username shows up on all the requests. So this is a way that you have assigned each of those messages a username. So what can you use it for? The nursing staff can use it to send you diet changes and diet orders. Just like a diet slip with their name on it. Okay? So all of that communication, the diet slips, goes directly through the kitchen request board, saving, once again, tons of time. And that button on the far right, the print record, at the end of each day, you print the kitchen request board record. So what does that do? Well, that's just like putting your diet slip in the file cabinet or wherever you keep them. Okay? But it also keeps a record of every single thing you've done special for all of your residents, for each and every one of them. You print this record out each day, put it in your culture change notebook to show that your residents and family members are using the system, and that's what the state is looking for. They're looking for whether or not culture change actually exists in your facility. Okay? They're looking for it being more than a bunch of meeting minutes and planning sessions and all that stuff that certainly is important to go along with it, but they want to actually see it in progress and your residents experiencing it. And that's what printing this out will do for you. Okay. We talked about storing all records of all the special things. It's printed in each day. At the end of each day, each line is identified with the username and password, and you'll have control over that. You'll have a library of passwords, and people can choose their usernames, and those are mechanics we can talk about at the webinar. But basically, it's all the logistics of implementing a culture change program is happening through using the active system. So you get this in place, and it just kind of runs. And you operate just like you're operating now, but all this stuff is happening, and you can manage it because you're getting notifications, and you're able to print out your the special things that you do. In other words, am I right that this is a culture change program that will require very little staff, very little additional staff? Along with this, you have the select menu. Okay? You're not distributing menus, you're not collecting them. You've got everyone has selected their 28 days of menus and it's stored in the system. If they want to make changes, they go back to that day of the menu and they make changes. So, any questions before we go live? Okay, that again is the culture change. That's a week from this coming Monday. Okay, so let me show you how we can do this. How everything really looks. We want to get in touch with the news. Sorry, I need my glasses. Okay, so we've got accesssystem.org. Okay, that's the website, and that's me over there. Okay, this is where you go to click on the webinar. Now, if you want to just view the webinar next week from Monday, you just click on that, and you can view it. You won't be able to interact with it. Okay, so this is the webnet here. Now you go to this, and this is where you put in your facility name. Okay, it really is your facility code. It's not, it's not part of the security. If you don't know what your facility code is, then you can't even get started. Okay, so the facility code for demonstration is demo. For Jeannie's account, I won't tell you what it is, but see that cross landing. You don't type in cross landings, you type in something similar. Okay, but that's part of the security demo. And this is also how you can show other people the system. Now that up there is Be Well. That's one of the passwords you can give to your family members. But the username is active for the demo, And the password is system333. Okay. Now I'll have to save the password. Okay, so this is what we set up for each of the facilities. Okay, each facility has their own web folder on the Active System website. Each resident has their own folder within that folder. Actually, it's their own folder within another folder to make sure that their access remains separate to just their select menus. Okay, and all that security stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Okay, so we come here and all this is, there's no extra charge for this web space. I have unlimited web space, so we can get as many people on this as possible. But you'll have a drop-down list of your residents. And you just select the one you want, and then click load. And this is the web-based version. Let me move this over some. I like that. Yeah. Okay, this is the web-based version of the Active System. Okay. And you can scroll down. Let me see if I can. You just scroll down here and you'll see you got your likes and dislikes, their tolerances you put in, diagnosis. Well, the Active System is also very, very clinically oriented, you know, because I'm a dietitian. If I'm going to use this, I'm going to use it to do nutritional assessments. You got labs and weight and skin. And the system, I was hoping Jean would be in here. Jean and I work together at her facility. Tons and tons of time are saved by the dietitian and the dietary manager working together through the Active System to do their charting. Okay? She gets started, I use what she does, she uses what I do, and the system builds on itself. That's what the Active System is all about. It builds on itself. Just like with the online select menus. You help select, the residents select their menus one time, and you use that effort over and over and over again. Okay, there's very little work to be done after you help them select their menus one time. So if you're on a select menu, you know that that's an ongoing endeavor to select those menus. What if you did it one time and never had to do it again? Or you only have to do it for your new residents? Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down and give you just a quick glance. Apologize if the screen isn't totally on there. There's the notes from me. There's notes from the dietary manager, and I think that's the end of the, what I call the Cardex screen. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for menu selections. Okay, so each resident has a menu selections link. Maybe I need to double click on it. Okay, now this screen is the menu, online select menu screen. When you give your residents access to the system, this is where they go straight to. Okay, all the other stuff is involved, your access to it, starting with the list of all residents. The individual residents go straight to their folder, which has this screen on it, which is the menu selection screen. We don't require them to tell us what day of the menu they want to select. They simply scroll down to the calendar day, and this goes all the way down to April 2015. And that's my job, is to make sure that this screen stays updated and constantly has days for them to select from. Okay? So select this first one here. And this is their select menu screen. You saw a little bit of that on the PowerPoint presentation, but it calls up your select menu. And that's part of my job, is getting your menu, current menu, into the active system. And then once it's in the active system, guess what? You can change it any which way you want. Now that's the menu management portion of the active system. It's been around for years. It is the only system that automatically spreads the menu item across all your diets. And all the diets you decide the diets that you have. And we show you how to put those in the active system. And it spreads across all those diets. And then when it's developing select menus, it's the only system that will take a combination of diets and create a select menu for that combination of diets on the fly. Meaning, it's you just give the resident, it's on a mechanical soft, NCS, NAS diet, put all those three in, and boom, you have a select menu for a mechanical soft, NAS, NCS diet. Add lactose-free to that, and boom, you've got a menu for mechanical soft, NAS, NCS, lactose-free diet. Okay? Created on the fly, and you have control over how it spreads, because I know there's some differences of opinions of what is on or no added salt, what is, and around and around and around we go. There's complete ways to control all of that. Okay? But really, we get it to the point where the resident or family member just calls up this screen for each day of the menu, and simply goes and clicks what they want, or unchecks what they decide they don't want anymore. And guess what? They can go in here and make any changes they want. Okay, one letter instead of marks. Okay, now is that going to cause problems? Well, of course it will. You're going to get a complete printout of any changes. So what the system does is, as it's printing your tray cards, it's taking these selections that it finds on the website and puts them on your tray card for you. Okay? Now, if this particular item is different from what is already on the menu for them, then it puts it on the tally sheet for a special item. Okay? So you get a printout of anything that they have changed for that particular day of the menu.
What if you don't have that special item?
Well, that's where the problem comes in. Okay.
If you go to the grocery store.
We're all dealing with that dilemma now, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Do we say we don't have it, or do we go get it, or what do you do? I would suggest you go get it. Yeah.
What about when someone has a drastic change in their diet? For example,